Welcome, guys. Guess what time it is? It's dinner time. Tonight I am making for dinner a white bean chili. I've had my navy beans soaking today, and I've also had peppers soaking today. And my beans, I'm going to go ahead and get them started on the stove. Trying to make them good and tender. So they've got to get started here soon. They're going to cook for a while. I'm going to add more water as they cook some. I am going to add a little bit of salt in with my beans while they're cooking. Getting flavor in there. And I'm going to add a couple of bay leaves to my pot and let it do its thing. Okay, so I am going to make my chili sauce. And I have my Ancho Peppers that I've had soaking today in the blender. I think I have maybe like 8 medium size Ancho Peppers. And I have some salt, my gigantic elephant garlic clove. I have some ground coriander, some ground cumin, salt. I have some almonds, black sesame seeds, olive oil, and I do need some smoked paprika, and I don't see it over here. Hold on. All right, there it is, smoked paprika. Got it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nice amount of olive oil in my cast iron skillet. Cover the bottom of that. I am going to saute some of my peppers after I blend them in my little blender. All right, that's my first step. I'll be back. I have kept the seeds in my peppers, but I've taken the stems off. All right, I'm gonna add that to my pan, but I gotta get my pan heating up on the stove. Hold on, wait. I forgot to add my clove, my giant clove of garlic in here. What's wrong with me? System reboot. Haha. Hold on. Okay, I've added it. Now it's time to blend it. All right, it's ready. Look at that goodness. It's going in my pan. All right, work your magic while I take care of blending my almonds and my sesame seeds and my spices together. Here's my blender, my little mini blender. I'm going to blend my almonds and my black sesame seeds, because that's what I had on hand here, black sesame seeds, together. And this will also go in with my chili mix. I'm going to use a cup of my almonds. All right, I'll put a cup in there. And now I'm going to use about a couple tablespoons of my black sesame seeds. I'm not going to measure these. I'm just going to pour them in. Guys, if you're looking for recipes, I'm not that person. That's not what I do. I just wing it. I make things up as I go along. I get a thought, I go with it. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to put in a good amount of my smoked paprika. And same goes with my ground cumin and ground coriander. And probably going to add in about 2 teaspoons of my salt. And I'm going to blend that up. It's done. Now I'm going to add this to my pepper mix that's on the stove. Look at that. Get this stirred around. Good stuff. All right, next I'm making my quinoa just as a little bit of a grain to go with my chili today. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. I'm going to do 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water. I'll be back. All right, next that's going in to saute is going to be carrots, celery, onion, cilantro. I will add my kale to my dish as well. And then I just have my spices here and some chili seasoning. This does have salt in it, would be the downside of it. However, I'm out of my cayenne seasoning and I do have this in the cupboard. But it's just basically spices for a little extra heat for my chili dish today. All right, where is it? Can't see it. There we go. Oh, I gotta shut my fridge. So it's chili pepper, granulated garlic, salt. The salt in this is 12% per serving of 1/4 teaspoon. And of course I'm going to add probably 1/4 teaspoon to the whole pot. So it's not going to be per serving. So we're good. All right. I've already added salt to my beans, so I don't have to add that. I've already added salt to my chili mix. I don't have to add it again there. And that'll be my seasoning that I add whenever I start building my actual chili. So it'll be good. All right, guys, I'll be back. And I almost forgot, I do want to add ginger to my dish as well, so I'll be cutting some of that up. And I'm going to just start dicing and splicing, guys, getting things ready. Let's check on these beans and see how they're doing in here. I've already added water to them once. Let's see if they're starting to get tender. If I can smush them, it's time. Yes, they're starting to smush. I guess it's been about maybe 35-40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start sauteing some vegetables in my cast iron skillet here on the stove. And I've rubbed it with oil. I don't want to add any more oil since I already have oil in my chili sauce that I made. So I'm just getting the pan wet enough just to saute some vegetables in there before I add it to my beans. My quinoa is finished. I have the lid on it and it's just gonna do its thing. All right. And once I get my vegetables sauteed, I'll add them to the pot. And I also have reserved my chili pepper water right there that I'm gonna add in with my chili once I got everything added in there to cook it. And I am going to add just a little bit of cream in there as well. All right, here I go. Yeah, I almost forgot to show you my vegetables. I've cut up about 4 thinner sized carrots, a whole small onion, about a 1/4 cup of cilantro, 1/4 cup of celery, and maybe a tablespoon of ginger. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and get my onions and my carrots in the pot and start sauteing. Remember, guys, if you're looking for a specific recipe, I am the wrong channel. That's not how I roll. I just have fun in the kitchen, do whatever I want. I don't follow the rules. I just keep it healthy, clean and lean. Alright, I'm going to get that sauteed just a little bit longer before I add my celery and my ginger and then my cilantro. I'll be back. Alright, I added just a little bit of my water from my beans just to give it a little bit more moisture in the pan so I don't have to add oil. And they're just about ready. I'm going to add my ginger and my celery next. Smells so good. Don't be afraid to take chances, guys. Try things. See how they turn out. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. And flavor, oh my goodness, the flavors that you can get out of eating vegetables. Yum. Alright, I'm going to add in my cilantro. Give it a good mix. I'll let that cook just for a minute longer, and then I'm adding it to my beans. Okay, I have added my vegetables to my beans, but before I did that, I actually reserved a ladle full of my beans that I'm going to blend in with some of my cream and add back in to thicken up my chili. But that's going to come next, but I'm going to show you how many beans. I just did a ladle, filled that up with my beans, put it in my little blender. And when the time comes and I'm ready for it, I'm going to blend it up and use probably about a cup of my heavy cream. Next, I'm adding in a cup of my chili that I made. Chili sauce. I'll mix that into my beans. I'm going to add some more of my spices in here before I add in my reserved water that I had reserved for my chilies soaking today. Alright, I'm going to add in a good sprinkle of my cumin, my coriander, and some of my chili spice. My ground cumin. And you can hardly see in there. Let me lift it up maybe. The steam won't disappear. Haha. Alright. Ground coriander. Smoked paprika. I don't think I mentioned that again a minute ago. And my chili seasoning. Give it a good mix. Now I'm going to add in my reserved liquid. For my chili soak. There's 1 cup. 2 cups. 3 cups. One more. That's not really a full cup, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Alright, 4 cups of my liquid. And mix it up. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Alright, my next thing, while this is going to cook here for a few minutes and let those flavors all get in there, I'm going to make my cream sauce that I'm going to blend real fast with my cream and my beans to add to this mix. Alright, I'm going to add a cup of my heavy cream to my blender of my cup of my beans. Put my lid on and blend it. Guess what? This is a great way to make a slurry, a thicker base kind of thing, without using flour in your stuff, guys. By using beans to mix together with whatever you're doing. All right, I'm going to add this into my chili. I'll be back. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. All right, I'm gonna give it a good stir. Look at that. Delicious and nutritious. All right, I'm gonna get my lid, turn the heat down, get my lid, put the lid on here, and cook it for just a couple of minutes longer, like 5 minutes more, and that's it, guys. Work your magic. Guess what, guys? It's time to plate my dish. Look at that. Yum. It looks so good. Okay, and it smells so good. Delicious and nutritious, guys. What I'm going to do is, I know you're wondering about the kale. Well, guess what? I want it in my bowl, right there in the middle. I'll use half of this. Okay. I'm going to put my chili over top of that, and then I'm going to put a spoon, a heaping spoon of my quinoa over top of my chili. And then I have a little bit of cilantro cut up right there for my garnish. All right. Will I spill? Hopefully not. Look at that. Yum. And this is just my way of incorporating some more vegetables into my dish. You can cook it in there, but I want to have that strong kale flavor, I guess you could say, in there as well. And it'll give me texture. Remember, if you've seen my videos before, I like texture. Okay. There, that's good. And I'm just going to put in here a spoonful of my quinoa. Remove this. Alright, just a heaping spoonful of quinoa on the top. Right there. And my cilantro for garnish. Why not? Guys, remember, make good choices. Have fun in the kitchen. And eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. Remember to subscribe, like, and share my videos, and I will see you next time. Oh yeah, I wanted to put just a little dot of my chili sauce on top of this. Bring some color to it. Come on. Off of there. Whoops. Well, let's put it back. That's not gonna work. There we go. Maybe. Alright, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.